Hey girl, hey, good morning. Sasha with Ray of Hope, Reiki, and more. It's definitely a spiritual page where we learn about old traditions, where we learn to follow our intuition, work with crystals, herbs, all the things. If you like this, don't forget to follow my other places, especially my Instagram, because I can't go live there. If you're Instagram peeps and you're wanting this to be live, get me the followers. And what is the thing that can help my page the most right now is the engagement. Engagement. So I need comments and likes and clickies and all the things. But good morning. Enough about that. Let's talk about our spiritual message of the day. It's Monday. It's another week. We just finished our first event for this week, which was our Monday morning meditations that we start at 9:30. It was amazing. Can I just say it was amazing. I did have two lovely ladies show up and it was amazing. I'll talk about that more after the spiritual message of the day. I see, heck, is it Crystal or is it Matt? Good morning. We had a beautiful morning. I did pull a collective message for the week as well. Sometimes I will remember on Mondays to pull the collective message for the week. So, yeah, the collective message, it shows us, I might have to repeat this, but we have the gorilla spirit. The gorilla. And that spiritual message of the gorilla is telling us that we have to listen to the people in our household. If you're listening to this and you're tired of listening, like, too bad. This week is all about listening. You know how you tell your kids to open your ears? Turn on your ears, open your ears, listen. Where's your listening ears? This is for all of you watching this. Where are your listening ears? Because your house needs them. Try to do less talking and more observing and listening. Well, Matt, you need to listen more to your family, dude. Listen more. So you're not the problem this week. Your household is the problem this week, and they need you. And they need you actively listening. That's what the gorilla spirit is telling us. And why do they need you to listen? Because you're going to help them lift their spirits. You're going to help them understand spirit and themselves and their intuition. And if you're not listening and you're not fully engaged at home, you're not going to be able to help the house as you should. And then you might miss something that you needed to not miss with them. I know that I feel like Connor seemed really good, but sometimes when a full moon happens and the energy just shifts like this, that the kids will get a little less sleep and they'll be a little more groggy, grumpy, or whatnot. And I definitely felt that this morning with Cutler, and Cutler's he's super bossy in the mornings, but super like awake, and he just felt grumpy this morning. So I was like, what is this energy? But I guess his energy and Connor's energy is gonna need me to be able to listen more. And a lot of the times I'm just doing. And when we get stuck in doing, making sure dinner's done, making sure we're doing laundry, making sure we're cleaning, making sure we're doing all of the things, we may forget to take the time to engage and listen. So make sure that you're asking the people in your household, how was your day at work, honey? Or how was your day at school? Or if they don't like those questions, maybe rephrasing it. Like, did anything cool happen at school today? How was recess? Or ask them about lunch, something that they're really happy about, and maybe they'll tell you something. But our family and our households this week, the collective message is to listen. Let's see what the other spiritual messages are. So for September 8th, I have, let's look at this one. Good morning, good morning. A mantra for optimism Things will always work out. I may not know exactly how, but I know that somehow eventually things will work out for the best. So I do love that. Things do work out for the best. You just it's all about perspective. It's all about your perspective, which is funny. That goes into the sound bath that we had this morning. Let's see what this message said. It says, your heart and your intuition are not at war. They are teammates. Today, sit between them. Place a hand on your heart and one on your forehead and breathe. Feel what's rising emotionally and then ask, what do I know beneath this feeling? Let this be your compassion. Connecting. That is the message of this month. It's all about your mind and your heart not being connected. So spending some time connecting with the two and deep breathing. And then you can say some affirmations of like, I am loved. I believe in myself, like stuff that would connect your heart and your mind, which is kind of nice. But also trusting that they're not at war. Everything is happening for a reason. And it's for a better you, a better transition. And I know it's hard. Okay. If you were kind of intrigued on the Monday morning meditation, so what I do is what I'm doing. This is a more relaxed sound bath. It's 30 minutes. It's for $15. And I give you journal prompts every couple of minutes or so and have you write in a journal. And if you don't bring a journal, you can just sit or lay back and just focus on the things that I'm saying. And it's just getting your mind working with your emotions, because we avoid our emotions, and I know you avoid them because I avoid them. So what we did for the sound bath, the first question was, and remember this one was on perspective. The first question is, if you didn't know yourself and someone was telling your story, what kind of book would it be? So if you're thinking about your story, what kind of a book is it? Is it an adventure book? Is it a sad book? Is it a romance book? Is it a redemption book? What kind of a book is it? So, and then I gave them a little bit of time playing the sound bowls so that they could write. And then the next part was, who are the characters in your book? Who's the supporting roles? Are they mentors? Are they villains? Are they reflections? Sometimes people are mirrors of yourself so that you can heal those parts. Are they ghosts from your past? Like, who are the people in your book? I have lots of characters in my book. I got villains. I do have people who tried to be mentors. I've got a hero in my book. I would definitely say Troy was my hero, getting me out of that. And then I played the sound bowls for a little bit more time, and it was like, think about a moment in your life where everything shifted. What was the turning point, and how did it change the direction of your story? What was like a pivotal moment in your life story, like in your book, that switched things? That like shut a door, open a door. Like, you know what I mean? There's pivotal points in your book. There are shifts, huge shifts. What was one of those shifts? And I would say getting married to Troy was a big shift for my life story. And it was a good shift. It was. Because I got to see true love. I got to understand boundaries. I got to feel supported for once without like people needing things. Like, that was my huge shift. and then played a little bit again. Are you guys getting the vibe of the Monday morning yet? And what part of your story have you been avoiding, skipping, or pretending didn't happen? Like, this one could be really a tricky one. And obviously these are channeled questions. So when I get ready to do something, especially in a healing modality, I make sure that I channel what I want to do and how I want to lead it. And then when I sit down and actually do the things, like some of these things can be very triggering to me. Like I didn't sit down, write this and think about my story. When I'm thinking about my story was when I was playing the bowls and they were thinking about their story. And so like this question was very triggering because my ego said, like, there is nothing I'm avoiding or skipping or pretending didn't happen. There's things. Psst. Besties, there's things. And it sucked in the moment. Like, I was playing the bowls and my heart was hurting. I was like, wow. And one of the main things that I think, if you have a hard time answering that question, I want you to think about what is a point in your life where you had to just survive because it was so hard. You did not have time to cope with anything. If you didn't push forward and survive, you would have been like, it would have destroyed you. It would have destroyed your spirit. Does that make sense? And if you think about those times where you just had to survive so you wouldn't crumble, then there are things that you avoided emotionally, spiritually, and that are stuck in there, in that heart. And it hurt my heart. It did. And then I told them, I said, our hearts are too open. And then I was like, so we need to be, if you're empathic or kind or whatnot, your heart chakra can be too open. And so I was like, maybe I'm doing this because I'm prompting you guys with journal prompts and it's making your heart too open. But remember to shield your heart, because the heart bowl was just like, it felt like it was screaming at us. It's like, calm down. You're gonna hurt us. And then the last prompt was, if you could write the next chapter in your book, what would it be? What do you want more of, and what do you want to let go of? Like in your book. So I love that. And sitting with that. And then they could do that. Again, you don't have to write if you come to the Monday morning meditation. You can just sit there and ponder these things. Or you could just lay and take a nap and not even listen to me. And I do want, like I did say at the beginning, that anytime you're doing stuff like this, if you do guided meditations or different thoughts come in and you get distracted by something, don't like completely forget it. Hey girl, hey. Because when you're doing something that's healing and those things are coming up, everything happens for a reason. So those thoughts need to be felt, validated, and then moved forward. So if you're thinking something, you're channeling while you're doing those healing things, while you're in a sound bath, while you're listening to a meditation or whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. It was just an amazing experience. It allowed me to also heal and journal. And then I gave them like 5 minutes to just ponder things themselves. If they wanted to add anything else they wanted to write in their journal, or they just wanted to rest or whatnot. And then we talked about the bowls, and I asked, is there any bowl that's bothering you? Like, we were just able to talk and be more open. And then after I was done playing, we shared our stories, and all 3 of our stories were very similar. A lot of the times when you come to a sound bath, somebody's spiritual message that they're getting from us will validate something for you, because you came to that and it makes sense for the group as a collective. It's really cool how spirit does that, but we all very much have similar issues. But I loved that. I'm excited for next Monday's thing. I was kind of nervous that nobody was going to come. So I do appreciate you two girls who did come. Thank you for that, because it also gave me a moment to journal, reflect, and heal a little piece of me and validate some feelings that I did not realize I needed to validate. It was sad. So if you're just hopping on, recap. It is the mantra for today is optimism. Things will always work out. I may not know exactly how, but I know that somehow eventually things will work out for the best. Everything really does happen for a reason, and it will work out. And then remembering to, by the way, last night was amazing. I made water, lit candles, set out some crystals, sat under the moon. Everything felt spectacular. Yes, girl. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I love that. The sound bath, I'm saying by far last night, I might even, like, it might be my number one favorite sound bath we have done. I did energy work. We lit the Mullen candle. It didn't stay lit because of the wind. So when everybody left, I relit it to finish out the ceremony. The box was full of papers. Everybody praying for everybody, which I really think is a beautiful thing. There was 12 people, and just everybody there to support and heal and enjoy. And while I was going through the circle and touching everybody for healing, the clouds, I cannot describe how amazing it was. And it was like it was morning. It was so bright. Why was it so bright? When we do sound baths, we can barely even see. I was worried because there was 12 people to touch. I was like, I may need a light because it gets like dark about 7:30. It looked like morning time. It looked like morning time. And the clouds looked like, Alyssa said painted, and it really did look painted. Like they were, somebody had been painting the clouds. And then through the clouds, the color was like the most iridescent, unreal, indigo bluish purple color, like coming through the clouds. And I was just looking at it like, is this real? First off, it's light and the clouds don't look like, where are we? Where are we? Yeah, it was incredible. And although there was a ton of heavy energy, we did leave a lot and transmute a lot of that out of our bodies and our system. And I feel like it was such a beautiful moment of healing. We took a moment for the last 5 minutes to like dance and release during a song. I feel like that helped a lot of people move some energy. Rocking or movement, like there's something about movement that really helps. I know. I was like, if a chaos witch is somebody who does not follow the rules and follows their intuition and what they believe, like it's that claircognizance, right? It's that deep knowing, you know that like this is how I'm going to do it and this is how I want to do it. And I'm not going to do it the way you're telling me to do it because I felt called to make moon water, and I felt called to put my crystals out, and I felt called to heal and release things. Like I felt like this was the transition of energy I needed. If you missed making moon water or putting out your crystals, can you still do it for the next couple of days? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Who made the rule that it has to be just yesterday? Like you can put it out for the whole week. You can put it out for the whole week. You know how you're supposed to do your abundance rituals at the beginning of the month? What is it? It's the 8th. If you haven't thrown your pennies yet or blown the cinnamon through your door, oh no, you gotta wait for next month. No, I don't. I can blow abundance right now. Go get my cinnamon. Abundance. I work on my own time. And if that makes me get a chaos person, okay. So be it. If the shoe fits, wear it. And I'm wearing it. If you are also just hopping up on, this is the spiritual message for the collective. If you're seeing this, it is about your household being the issue. You are not the issue this week. Sorry. You're not the issue. Your house is the issue. So, and you'll be the issue if you don't turn on your ears, if you don't listen, if you don't pay attention, because there are things that you need to observe and listen to, because your house is like, the people in your house are needing comfort. There's something going on energetically with them, whether they're in school or at work. There's just too much stress in their little hearts, and they need you to be an active listener and not too caught up in your day-to-day things. Does that make sense? So I'm gonna make sure that I do spend some extra time with them after school, making sure that how was your day? And if they're not somebody who's like, Connor's not super communicative, you could just sit and do a puzzle with them. Like, do something self-care with them to help them recharge. Like this morning when I was taking Cutler to school, because he was grumpy, because kids do get grumpy with the full moon, I don't care what you say. I was making him say affirmations as we walked to school. I was like, today is gonna be a good day. And he's like, today's a good day. I'm like, you're gonna have the best day ever. Like, he was just so not feeling it. 100%. I need that too. So in order to receive your blessings this week, in order to help your family heal, in order to make the intuition, their third eyes, everybody to be clear this week, you need to make sure that you're listening. And like, I'm not sure if maybe they'll say something in passing, and if you're not listening, you won't recognize the warning sign of something. Like, maybe that's not a good friend, or maybe your husband's struggling at work, and if you didn't pay attention to what he said, you wouldn't know, because like, you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. Like, we could miss something, and I don't want to miss anything. So let's all be active listeners, like, put on our ears and pay attention to the house, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. For this week, we do have a sound bath. I'm not sure, it's the tuning forks. So I know that you guys love tuning forks. So she may be highlighting the heart and the third eye chakras, because that's what we're trying to do, connect the heart and the third eye with the tuning forks. It will be outside unless it's too cold, then we will move inside. Again, this is a colder month. It did not rain on us, which I was super excited about, but it was windy. And then Friday, I do have a live show. I don't know if this is the week I can't do the late show or not. I'll have to check on that. But I did already pull out some goddesses, the acorns, and I pulled out things like a fall. I've got like fall carvings-ish. I've got some leaves, feathers. I think I pulled out some pendants, rings, stuff like that. So I'm already ready for the, I've got a lot of moss agate and carnelian, you know, just fall stuff for your fall altars or your fall prayer tables, or just to help with healing, because we are going into the fall season, and it is Mabon, or the fall equinox. So live and tuning forks sound bath this week. I hope to see you guys there, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope you can listen. I am going to make another cup of coffee and have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.